Some fundamentals in terms of performance leadership regarding metrics. You've probably heard this before, but I really believe this, and at the board level, we always drive and drive and drive these things. One, look, to manage something, you must measure it. You absolutely must measure it. And I believe philosophically, in my experience, is that everyone in the organization has the right to know the significance of their job. And in my view, the only way you get that done is by putting measurements in place so they understand what's expected of them. A second thing is, remember, to change something, you must measure it. If you want to move from X to Y, you must measure it. And you must set standards to measure against. You've got to stretch the organization. And the only way you do that is to put measurements in place and keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Remember, organizations by definition, whether they're public, whether they're private, whether they're nonprofit, will tend to blight and stall if you don't move them. Companies are either going up or they're going down. They don't stay in a neutral position very long. So my view is, if you don't put standards in place and measure things against them, you can't move the company. And of course, in that process, you get to identify what the key success factors are and what you need to drive as the CEO. Now, there's some common denominators that we all work with on a regular basis. And in my history, and I just say I've been around a long time and I've seen a lot of business movies, but there's three common denominators in all businesses, and you have to deal with them. One is, as you go through that growth curve or you get a change in the business, three things happen to you. You'll outrun your money, you'll outrun your people, you'll outrun your systems. And if all three of those things happen, it can be the death knell of your business. Which says to you, you've got to continue to think about where you're going to get the money for working capital and how do you generate working capital in your business. How do you recapitalize the business as you grow? Because as margins decrease, we all know that you start to run out of working capital. So you have to look at your business and see, do I need additional senior debt? Do I need mezzanine? Do I need to bring in an equity player? Should I try to go public? What do I need to do to take it to the next level to be sure that you can finance it? Key issue. And then on the people side, it's amazing. I'm sure you're seeing it in your businesses. I think there's a lot of people here from California. But every day I have a conversation, usually with a CEO, about we can't find the people. We can't find the people. We'll talk about that a little bit. But you got to hire left to right, folks. You got to go get the people that can take you to the next level. You know, the mistake I made as a CEO over and over again is I'd hire for today. And today doesn't work. You hire for today, in 6 months you've outstripped the person. You've got to invest in getting the people that can take you to the next level. And what about systems? Systems, we all outrun our systems. And I'm sitting in a couple situations right now where the company has outrun the system. And if you don't get your system out in front of you, particularly today, because we're in an information-dominant economy, you've got to be able to communicate internally and externally. And remember that every business has a midnight. As you go through that growth curve, every business will have a midnight where you're going to have to redirect it, reinvent it, whatever. And so one of the things that metrics give you is some forewarning if you're going to get into trouble. That's why we drive and drive the key indicator system. So what will metrics provide you if you properly use them and install them and look at it from 30,000 feet and look at it from where your role is? The first thing is it's going to get you to focus. It's going to focus on results and not activities. Results, not activities. And I see from a board view, when we're doing activities, we're going to get in trouble. You've got to focus on the results. And look at, in my view, a little anxiety is okay in an organization. A little anxiety is okay. You've got to keep pushing. You've got to keep pushing. A second thing is you're going to get clarity. And you'll get clarity through the communication and alignment that the metrics bring you. And remember, your ability to lead is no better than your ability to communicate.